What's up, my dudes? In this video I'm going to teach you how to do a very basic self-love spell with a candle. First thing you're going to need is any sort of dish. Now this one isn't completely clean because I have been using this earlier today, so don't say nothing about that. But this is something that is fire resistant, so if you have a fire on it, it's not going to break. And it's also something that will keep all the ingredients contained if you use a lot of ingredients, or if your candle just has a bunch of wax. Anything with a raised lip that will keep it contained rather than just something flat will be better for you. This is going to be the candle we're going to be using. It's a simple, I would say this would be more of a like 1 day candle, like a 24-hour candle. You can get smaller ones that are about this size, or you can get the tea light candles, which are even smaller and come in a casing. But this is a pretty decent candle because you can have a pretty quick turnaround, and it's also something that is a bit more manageable than having a large candle that has to sit open for longer periods of time. This one specifically, I think I've timed it. It's about maybe 3.5 hours, depending on the materials and if you have any oils or anything on it and how it burns and all that. But this is what we're going to start off with. So to carve this, you can just use any sort of like pencil or something. I have this because it is the same color. But this is just I believe this is like what they use for like knitting or something, but I just use it for carving candles. So since this is going to be for self-love, we're going to have a heart right there. Almost look decent on camera, but I don't know how that looks in person. And then on the other side, we're going to have another heart, just so it's love from both sides. And then in the middle of this, if you want to target a specific thing from your self-love, so if you want like self-confidence, or you want self-respect, or you want to be more in charge of yourself and not let others push you around, that's kind of teetering more into protection. But if you want to do anything like that, you can write it in between the two hearts. I'm going to write a plus just because this person wants to just have a bit more self-love brought to them, which is completely understandable, especially if you have depression like me. You understand what that's like. So like I said, you can write other things onto this in between the hearts, but you'll hear that souped up Honda. Ooh-wee. Hope y'all can hear that. Anyway, if you would like to also target this to you directly, whether you're doing this spell for someone else that needs some self-love, or you're just doing it for yourself and you just want it to be more tailored to you, you can also write your initials onto this. This will simply just focus the self-love onto you instead of like people around you, because you can attract things for the people around you rather than just yourself. So if you want to do that, you could just mark it on top. On the bottom, you could do the same thing. You could just mark with your initials if you want to make sure it's brought to you, or if you want to write anything that's like more long term, or anything that's drawn out because it's kind of hard to write with the curved surface, you could just write out something on the bottom and that'll be fine then. So once you have everything carved into the candle, you're going to set it down. Also, before you do any of this, I should have mentioned in the beginning, but I don't think I did, make sure you cleanse this dish and also cleanse the candle. Candle, you could be cleansed with smoke, or just leaving it out in the wind to fly away any energies that don't belong. And the plate, you could just wipe it off like you would a regular dish, and then clean it with either salt water or any sort of like rosemary water or something like that, just to cleanse it with water. That would be the best thing for if you're doing candles on it. I'll suggest that. If you smoke, it's not really going to do as much because it's not aromatic, it's sticking to the plate. But yeah. And the next thing is to add any sort of petition paper that you would like to add. This one is simply just a heart because you can really fill in whatever type of symbol you want. And then on the opposite side, you can add any sort of specific things that you want. So like I said, if you want to attract courage or any sort of like self-worth or something like that specifically, you can just add that to the bottom and then you can just place it underneath. You can also fold this, but this is a small piece of paper, so don't even worry about it. And the next thing we're going to add is some of this self-love oil. Now I'm actually running low on this, and I'm actually going to do a video about this later on. But this is oil for any sort of self-love that you want to bring to you. It's also going to boost your confidence and have you have a bit more like mental peace This is also something where if you would like to, you can just have this on the petition itself, but I like to put it onto the actual candle. And once you're done with that, all you need to do is just light it. You can use either a pink, red, or a yellow lighter. This is the closest one to yellow that I have, so I'm just going to be using this. And all you want to do is just say your affirmations over the candle. And now you can just charge it with your hands. You just want to imagine the pink self-love aura just radiating around you, and also attracting the things that you would like to attract into your own personal self. Once this is done, close it down, and then just let it burn. As this is burning, you can occasionally look back at it, and then you can say your affirmations, or if you would like to, you could just have something soothing playing or do a self-love ritual while this is burning. This is best performed before you do any sort of self-love. So if you like to do any sort of hygiene or spawing or anything that's related to your self-love, it's good to do this first, just to boost that effect onto you. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Have a good day in life. Enjoy yourself and be happy.